I'm very sure a lot of you farmers have lost your newborn pigs before. Like there are some farmers that the major reason why they're actually not like growing their farm to the capacity they actually want to grow it is because of how often they keep losing their piglets. Your pigs will give birth and next thing they are all dead, or they will give birth to 10 or 12, and by the end of the month is only one that is remaining. This is actually because of certain things which you are doing wrong. And that is what I'm going to be talking about on this video. Those things that you are doing wrong and those things that are making you to lose your animals at your farm. So watch this video to the end if you want to discover how you can actually not lose your pigs in your farm. Because trust me, there are some people who know those secrets and it's your job to try to find out those secrets. And that is why I'm making this video, so you can be able to learn how to actually make your pigs not die unnecessarily. That's it. So I'm going to talk about the reasons now, and later in the video I'll talk about the things which you can do to prevent this from happening. So the first reason why a lot of farmers lose their newborn piglets is because of cold. When your animals are about to give birth, make sure that your sow is in a very, very warm place where they can be able to give birth, so that cold will not affect their piglets. If you have small piglets, the best thing you can do for them if you really want them to survive is to make sure that where they are with their mother is very, very warm. Now, for example, these are mature pigs and they can be able to do well in an open place like this. This particular side of the farm is very open. As you can see, it's a very open section of the farm. These kind of pigs can do well here because cold will not affect them that much. In fact, at this stage that these pigs are, they actually need cold to be entering their body because, of course, you all know that pigs don't have sweat pores. So for them to be able to cool their bodies, they have to stay in an open place, and they also have to have a place where they can be able to wallow and swim in water so as to cool their body. Now, mature pigs can stay here and be comfortable, but if you have piglets, you can't keep them in an open place like this. That is why in my farm I have a section that is meant for only farrowing. Only piglets that are about to farrow stay there with their piglets, and they stay there till they are weaned. And one thing about this place, one thing about this farrowing section is that it's always warm. Even in the pens that is meant for the farrowing pigs, I also constructed another smaller pen inside the pen so that the pigs can be warmer. In the nights when there's too much cold, my workers always put for them either a lantern, or we have energy bulb which you wire into it so as to keep them warm. So these are the things you must do to be able to prevent your animals from having cold. Because if these piglets have cold, majority of them may not survive it, and you see yourself losing money. So this is like a precaution which you have to take serious. Cold easily kills piglets. So if you have animals in your farm that are about to farrow, have a special warm place that you are going to transfer them to so that they can be able to farrow in that place. This my friend came to stay with me here. So you must have a special place where you kept for them for farrowing. Now, the next reason why a lot of farmers lose their piglets at that early stage is they don't give their animals iron injection. Now, there is an injection most of you may not know, but if you're a farmer, you should be able to know this injection. It's called iron. This iron is meant for your piglets to be able to boost the blood content of their body. Now, if you have piglets in your farm, you must give them this injection. This injection is a must. It's a must. You must give them this injection when they are 2 to 4 days old, else they may develop issues such as anemia, and before you know it, they start dying. They start getting slim, and before you know it, they die off. So this injection is a must. When piglets are born, they have very low content of iron in their body. So for you to be able to boost the iron content of their body, you must give them these supplements. This is an iron injection. It's more like a supplement for piglets. So you must give them this iron injection. This iron injection will boost their blood, boost the iron levels in their body, and basically make them to be more energetic. You must give your piglets this injection. Else, let me show it well to the camera. Iron injection is for cattle, it's for piglets, it's for what else? Okay, it's just for cattle and piglets. So you must give this animal, you must give this to your calves. If you have calves, I have calves in my farm, but calves don't usually have little blood content like pigs when they are born. So calves, you might not, it's not like a necessity. But in piglets, like it's a must. It's a must. If you have anybody who is in pig farming around you, ask those people what iron does. They'll tell you that it's a must too. That's if that person is experienced and know what they are doing. But this iron injection is a total must in your farm. I'll say it like that. It's a total must in your farm. So you must have iron injection at your farm. Now, the next reason why you might be losing piglets in your farm is because of bad mothers, like bad sows. There are some sows who are basically not good at raising their offsprings. So it's your job now as a farmer to be able to find out those sows. And once they finish giving birth that first time, you set them off. That's what I basically do in this farm, because there's no use of me keeping a sow that cannot raise her piglets. Basically makes no sense for me. So if you can't be able to raise your piglets, I'll sell you off. That's basically how I do it on this farm. So always, let's say you have like 30 sows that are giving birth, or 50 or 100 that are giving birth. From that 100, select the best ones. There are some sows that will give birth to 10 and raise that 10. None will die. There are some that will give birth to 15 and raise 15. None will die. There are some that will give birth to 13 and raise 12. Just one could die because of probably the carelessness of your workers or like a mistake. But those ones that have high winning rates, always keep them to give birth more. But those ones that give birth to 7 and 5 will die, only remaining 2, set them off. Those ones that give birth to 10 and 9 will die, only 1, set them off. Those birds that will give birth to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and everything will die at once, sell them off. Because if they give birth again, they'll still do the same thing. Because they are careless mothers. It's in their genes. Trust me, it's in their genes. Because a lot of things I've seen in my many years of doing pig farming. If a pig has some bad traits, most likely its offspring, one of its offspring or more than one, will inherit that bad traits. And before you know it, you keep having this kind of pigs that have these bad traits in your farm. So if you see anyone that cannot raise its offspring, you set them off. It's as simple as that. You simply set them off. Else you will have sows in your farm that will not be able to raise their piglets. And of course, you'll be at the losing end of it. So set them off. The fourth reason why you might be losing these animals in your farm, your piglets, is because of reptiles, snakes, and all those other harmful reptiles. Now, normally, pigs as big as this ones, pigs as big as this. Actually, these pigs are actually pregnant. They just took in some weeks ago. That's why I brought them here so that they can be able to stay separate. That's why I brought them here. So pigs that give birth. One thing you should always do is make sure that their children, their piglets, are protected from reptiles. And the easiest way to do this is to make sure that reptiles, snakes, don't even come into your farm. And there are many ways you can do this. First, make sure you keep your farm neat. Clear the bushes in your farm. Because if you have bushes everywhere, that would be a breeding ground for reptiles and snakes. Then if you have snake, there is what is called there is a chemical for preventing snakes from coming into a particular place. You spray that chemical. So you must do these things to be able to make sure that your animals, that your piglets, don't come in contact with those snakes, or that those snakes don't come in contact with those piglets. Because if a piglet comes here now, if a snake comes here now, and from my own experience, if a snake comes here now, these pigs are ready to kill it. I'm being honest. These pigs will kill it and eat. That's basically how pigs behave. These pigs will kill that snake and eat it. This is how pigs do, but it's only mature ones can be able to do this. If I have piglets here and snakes come, a snake will harm them. A snake will harm them. So if you have a place in your farm where you know that your piglets are, make sure you keep them away from reptiles and from snakes. Else you may come to your farm one morning and see that a piglet is dead because of snake bite. So you have to do these things to be able to maximize the winning rates at your farm. Else you might be going backwards instead of forward. Now, the fifth reason why you might be losing pigs at your farm, piglets rather at your farm, is because of unhealthy milk, unhealthy breast milk from their mothers, or their mother not having enough breast milk. Their mothers not having enough breast milk. Now, immediately a pig gives birth in your farm, first thing you should do is to give them an injection called oxytocin. Oxytocin. I'm saying this like I'm almost giving a lecture, but you should do this in your farm. If a pig gives birth in your farm, you should give them what is called oxytocin. Oxytocin is an injection meant for the meant for the breast milk, meant for to increase the production of breast milk in your sow. I wanted to say mammary gland. That's saying that is a tongue twister, but this injection basically enables your sow to produce more breast milk. Now there are some pigs that will give birth in your farm. You would think that okay, they are giving birth and the piglets are going to their breast milk. You would think that okay, these piglets are actually drinking breast milk, whereas you don't know that these pigs, they're not drinking anything from their mother because nothing is coming out. So this is why when a pig gives birth, you should press the teats in your animals of your sows to make sure that those teats are bringing out milk. If they're not bringing out milk, then you must give oxytocin. But personally on this farm, I don't even check. I just give the oxytocin. Immediately pigs give birth, I give her oxytocin to boost the production of breast milk in her. And also, before a pig gives birth in your farm, like 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, you deworm them. Because when you deworm these pigs, it flushes all the worms away from their body, so that their breast milk can be healthy for their children. Because don't forget, for the first 2 weeks, these piglets will not eat anything solid. They might not eat anything solid. The only thing that they will feed on is breast milk from their mother. Now, if the breast milk from their mother is unhealthy, it becomes a problem because they will digesting all those unhealthy elements only to become sick, and that may result in them having problems. So you must make sure that your animals are getting the best quality milk from their mother. And the easiest way to do this is by deworming their mothers and also giving them oxytocin to make sure that the milk is flowing as it should. So these are like precautionary measures you have to take in your farm to prevent losses and to basically stop your farm from having mortalities. That's basically it. Now, the next reason why you might be losing piglets at your farm might be because your workers or you yourself, because you're not that experienced, you could be mixing your piglets with a sow that is not their mother. If you take a piglet or some piglets and put them with a sow that is not their mother, that sow most likely will become aggressive with them. If you also take that piglets or those piglets and put them with other piglets that are not their siblings, those piglets or those other pigs will become aggressive to them. And once these pigs become stressed at that very young age, because a piglet is usually between a day old to 6 weeks old till they are weaned. Once you wean them, they now become winners. Now, at that early stage, when you put them with pigs that will become aggressive to them, it becomes a problem. because at that point their immune system hasn't developed to the point of withstanding stress. Because when you put them with these pigs that are aggressive towards them, their stress levels go high, and that might result to them losing their lives. So it's always advisable that you keep your piglets away from pigs that are not their mothers or are not their siblings. Let them stay with their mothers till they are weaned. At least by the time they are weaned, they are in a better place to to be mixed with other pigs. Because of course, when you bring pigs from different places together, they must establish their hierarchy, and the only way they do that is by fighting. So they must fight to be able to establish their hierarchy. So at that young age, you must prevent them from having any reasons to fight. Let them stay with their mother, let them stay with their siblings only till they are old enough to stand such stress. So that is basically how you do it. So that's basically what I wanted to tell you guys on today's video. Like this video, of course. Let me know your questions in the comment section. And if you are starting a pig farm or you're about to get into this whole farming agro thing, of course, you can reach out to me. And of course, if you are about to start your pig farm, I would advise you get an ebook. This ebook will basically help you, because all the questions I've received over the last few years are all contained in this ebook. So this ebook is basically your guide to starting your pig farm and doing it right. So I advise you get that ebook. So that's basically it. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know your questions in the comment section, and I will always try my best to get back to you guys. And of course, see you guys in the next video. Thank you.